What's up, YouTube? Culture Dog Sam Hatch with another Laserdisc Spotlight video. Yeah, I've been watching a ton of Laserdisc recently. So yeah, one of these films I really wasn't expecting much from, and I hadn't really intended on purchasing this release because I already got the Japanese import. And one of the reasons I got that import was because the U.S. domestic pressing was pressed by DADC USA, Sony's USA plant, and it's notorious for having laser rot. But I happen to get this sweet gatefold deluxe widescreen version in a lot, and I figured I'd fire it up, and it's clean. Hook. Yes, Spielberg's flick, and Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams, portrays Peter Pan in this film. Interesting writing out of Jim V. Hart, who had done, I believe, Bram Stoker's Dracula, came up with the screen story with Nick Castle of John Carpenter fame, and came out in 1992. It's pretty long. It's 142 minutes. And it's got Julia Roberts in it. I'm not really a big fan, but Dustin Hoffman's pretty good in it. I am kind of partial to the Jason Isaacs version of Peter Pan. I hate to say it, but it's still a pretty cool flick, and it was worth revisiting for sure. Again, the first time watching it, any film that kind of plays with a certain mythology or a previously well explored story. Any film that decides to kind of take that and spin it and expand the confines of that story are kind of distracting the first time you watch it. Like watching Ridley Scott's Robin Hood. It's not your traditional Robin Hood take, and you kind of are distracted through most of the film trying to figure out where it fits in with the Robin Hood mythology that you've seen and heard many times all over again. And this is similar. It's a different take on the Peter Pan story from J.M. Barrie, and where Peter Pan is now this kind of failed family man. He's focusing on business and is very corporate man, all about succeeding as a businessman and letting his family flail in the wind behind him. So it's that take on what if Peter Pan lost his boyhood and became an adult, and how do you shake that out of him? So it is pretty fun. For some reason, when I saw this the first time, the Lost Boys annoyed me. They just seemed like little jerks. The sets in the film always seemed so set-like to me. A lot of films, I just recently watched Peter Pan with Mad Max, aka Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and was thinking about how all the scenes that were out in the children's kind of lair were probably filmed on a set, but looked real. Ridley Scott's Legend, an entire forest was filmed on a set and looked real. And every scene within the kind of Lost Boys realm, and even Hook's realm, it looks like these actors are just running around on a Universal Studios Peter Pan set. So that always kind of distracted, but it's still a pretty cool flick, and was worth revisiting. Visually, not too bad for an early 90s release. In fact, I was blown away by a lot of the sky scenes, even though they were artificially created. But a lot of the kind of gradations of the skies, and really rich in color and pop. And there's been a lot of talk lately, especially on Laserdisc Forever, about CRT TVs for viewing Laserdisc versus watching Laserdisc on modern displays. And I got to say, while CRT has a CRT look, I'm not always sure that that's the cinematic look. I'm almost starting to think that we're just used to seeing Laserdisc on a CRT TV, and sometimes certain aspects of them are far more cinematic on a different display, because nighttime scenes in particular, are kind of dusk scenes, are amazing looking on my SXRT projector. The first time I noticed it was on a film that's not really thought of as a visual stunner, To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. There was a great kind of dusk scene with the cop pulling over a character, and I was just amazed at how just cinematic and film-like the night skies looked. And there's a lot of scenes like this. They're just amazing, rich, deep blues and oranges in the skylines. So sound-wise, it's also pretty good for early 90s release. Just regular ProLogic encoded surround sound, and I don't think there was ever an AC3 version reissued or anything like that, but if you can find a clean copy, it's definitely worth picking up. It's not my favorite Spielberg flick, but it's got a lot going for it, and I think I enjoyed it more watching it this past time than I had remembered I enjoyed it. So again, if you want to get a version without any hint of laser rot or threat of laser rot, definitely seek out the Japanese version. I'll be reviewing that shortly too. But really, good release. from Columbia TriStar, except for the fact that it was pressed in Sony's plant. But this is a completely rot-free copy, so you may have similar luck in your hunting. So thanks for hanging out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you soon with some more Laserdiscs.